Hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly 5 questions chat and discussion in room number 5. So let's get right into it. And I'll start off actually by sharing a bit of some tips, insights, and what's been going on with my 10 tips, 10 days series. So as you know, I've been doing a 10 tips, 10 days hashtag campaign that's on LinkedIn. I've encouraged all of you to join us as well, and some of you have posted stuff, which is great. And I've been talking about storytelling. And the first two that I did, the first one I talked about for storytelling was really just being yourself, being human, being you. And, the best stories are going to come from those who actually focus on being who they are as opposed to being someone that they're not. And so that was the first one I did. And a lot of you that are in this group have actually been part of my storytelling masterclass and framework. So you know that some of the stuff I'm going to talk about, I've already told you, but it's already going to be part of that 10 tip series. The second thing I talked about, which was yesterday, I talked about confidence, because confidence is a key foundational aspect of any sort of success you want to create in your life. And what I can tell you is that, when it comes to my speaking with confidence. When it comes to networking, confidence. When it comes to storytelling, confidence. And that confidence breeds confidence and actually instills confidence in other people. It actually increases the confidence within yourself the more you work on that confidence. Even similar for me, one of the areas where I'm, not always that confident is, for example, my health journey. So, for working out and eating. However, I've done enough work into it that I have a lot of confidence in some of the things that I've been doing, like keto, for example, and some of the fitness routines I've done, because I know they work, and that confidence actually helps me help other people be more confident. So, I wanted to share that as kind of a start to this weekly discussion. Now, the way it works, again, is, I ask you to share questions and comments on, there's Nadeem. Hey, hello. So I ask you to share comments, or questions you want to cover on Monday or Tuesday before I do this on Wednesdays. And you're also welcome to join in as I'm going live, and you can actually ask questions as we go along. But I saw that some Angie and Marissa had put some questions in, which is great. If you have other questions beyond I think the one or two, or there's three there. Okay, there's 3 questions that I'm going to get into. Then you can also share the other ones. All right. So as we talk, so let me get right into the questions that we have. And hey, if anybody wants to join me on these calls, that's totally cool too. So the first question is, and I'm going to say hello to. There's Nadeem. Okay, there he is. Good to see you, Nadeem. Yeah. Don't be shy. Exactly. Don't be shy to share questions. So the first question is, what is the best time or day to post? Now, I assume you mean on LinkedIn, but let's talk about it from a social media standpoint. But I'm going to focus on LinkedIn because I've encouraged all of you to be part of the hashtag campaign, and some of you have done it. I've seen Angelica's posts, I've seen Angie's posts, I've seen Margaret posts, I've seen posts from some of you, which is great. So keep it up on LinkedIn. The best time of day to post depends on where you are, depends on who your target audience is. That's always the case. But in general, the best time to post on LinkedIn is basically before people get to work. So the most popular time that people are looking at LinkedIn is before work. So that basically means before 9 a.m. So strategically, 8 a.m. is a really, really good time. Again, you're in different time zones, so you have to kind of be mindful of that, but that's the best time. The other good times to post are during an obvious lunchtime, but again, if your target audience is in Europe, then when's their lunchtime? So you have to think about those things. If your target audience is in Australia, when's their lunchtime? You gotta think about that and plan for that. And then, of course, the other time that people check is after work, so in the evening. So, if you pick one or the other, morning, lunchtime, evening, those are the 3 biggest times that people are on LinkedIn. You don't want to post on LinkedIn at 10:30 a.m. or 2:30 p.m. because people are busy with their work. But the best time of all of them is the morning. That's well known. Now, if you look at other platforms, it's different. So, for example, Instagram, the best times to post are after lunch. So after lunch, and then also late evenings are the best times on Instagram versus the mornings. I guess Instagram users like to sleep. And, similarly with Facebook, again, varies because people are on there all the time. But, the best times to have posts that really engage, again, are either morning or in the evening. But I find that there's far more engagement in the evening because more people are on there engaging and talking to people and socializing. Whereas in the morning routine, they're more likely to pick a place like LinkedIn to engage on before they start their day. So that's really the first, hope that answers the question. I mean, for the most part, yeah, I mean, I think morning is always the best time to post when people are just getting to work because they're either commuting or they check their social media in the morning, they check their phones in the morning. That's the first thing they're kind of looking at. So that's why you want to take advantage of that. Okay, so that's the first question. Question one. If you have questions or follow-up questions, you can comment below. Let me know what you think. I'm happy to, take on any questions that you have. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one, hold on a second here. There we go. And next question is, why are videos so engaging? Personally, I don't find it. I often scroll by because I'm not in an environment where I can listen. Okay, well, I mean, videos are engaging because, I mean, first off, the visual effect of someone's face and as they're talking certainly adds, there's a lot more to just an image. I mean, videos actually have far more return on relationship and more engagement just by, if this video was silent, let's say, for example, and you saw me talking like this, and I'm getting all excited and I'm smiling, you may want to know what I'm talking about versus me just going, right? So that's the first piece. There's a great stat that really is really important, which is, a picture's worth 1,000 words, but according to Force's research, a 1-minute video is worth 1.8 million words. Why? Because you're getting an image of me multiple times, like 36 frames per second. You're also getting intonation, all this kind of stuff. So there's lots of stuff going on around that. Okay, so it's important for you to understand that videos are far, far more engaging. Now, if you want to make your videos more engaging, there's certain things you can do. So the number one way to make your videos more engaging is to smile more and be more exciting. Hey, how are you? Invite people. Be warm and inviting. The other number two thing, you have to have subtitles. Subtitles, actually, I think I have data here from the previous thing. Subtitles increase their, so the best videos actually are square videos with subtitles, which increase 40 to 60% in terms of engagement. So, you may not find them engaging, but if you're in a work environment and someone has subtitles, then you're more likely to listen to it because you don't have to even listen to it. You can just read it. And short and sweet is better, right? So 30 to 60 seconds up to 2 minutes is probably is more ideal versus a 10-minute video. It's very easy for me to watch a video for 30 to 60 seconds without feeling guilt about not working and things like that. So that's another thing to keep in mind when it comes to videos. I mean, and again, videos are showing your personality, your tone, your emotions, how you're feeling. It's an opportunity for me to, invite you in a more warm kind of engaging way. And that's another reason why I encourage videos on room number 5. Because when, we saw the video, and we have new people in our group there, Angelica joined and Kestra joined. I'll invite them to share a video with us on the group, and which our group is private and exclusive, right? Warren shared an intro video. Margaret shared an intro video. Like, people are sharing intro videos, and what you'll find is that you start to feel them more, and you understand them more, and you feel connected to them more. That's why video is far more powerful than anything else. So that's why videos, can be so engaging. Other things you can do to make videos engaging, you can add like a title at the top. So if you can, like when you post on LinkedIn, LinkedIn gives you the option to add a title to it. So I would encourage you to do that. Just say, tip 2 on leadership, and maybe a headline, confidence. Whatever you want to say, but something small, you put it in there so that people get an idea of what this video is about. And similarly, when you post a video, make sure it's clear in the first couple lines, what is this video about? So that I'll know that maybe I want to watch it, or I want to pause what I'm doing, working, driving, doing the dishes, and I want to actually watch this video. That's where the magic happens. Okay, so that's really where I would say the video piece is so important. Okay, and again, if anyone's on this call or you come by later, you can certainly ask questions below about other questions that I can answer, because I'd love to. And you can also share your answers and share your thoughts. Again, we're a part of a supportive community to help you out. I mean, and that's what I really want to make sure that we're all doing. And while I'm at it, Kestra, welcome to the group. I saw that you joined, and so I'm glad to have you. I'll send you a personal message soon, and I'd love to get you to share, and a welcome message. I'd love to get you to share your thoughts on, why you're here and what you're hoping to get out of this group and where you're trying to go on your journey, because we're all helping one another out as we go through our professional journeys. So let's get to the third question, which is, let's see here, it is, how do you land speaking engagements? Well, That's a great question, and something I get asked a lot. I mean, it's one of the most popular questions I answer because I am a speaker and I've been speaking for 15 years as a professional speaker. And I even run a speaker mastermind group where I had a lot of people as part of my program, and I took them through all the nuts and bolts of how to become a professional speaker and turn it into income and revenue. So, how do you land speaking gigs? Well, I mean, I could go on for quite a bit about this. It's an entire course that I've already created. I've created an entire 4-module course on this. But what I can say is it really starts with, number one, what is your brand story, right? What is your story and your brand around who you are and what you want to do, right? What's your objective? So this whole brand story around, hi, I'm Billy, and I'm really passionate about data analytics, and I want to share the world my insights on data analytics, and here's some of the stuff that I'm really passionate about talking about. And you share that story about who you are, what you're trying to do, and how you're trying to help the world. So that story is a really important piece to kind of frame exactly who you are. I'm really big on frameworks, right? So like, I've given you a personal brand framework. I gave you some of you a storytelling framework, which is going to come up in one of my 10 tips very soon. But there's also a framework for being a speaker. So the framework for being a speaker is, what's my story? What's my brand? Who am I? So that first framework that sets the foundation for who you are as a speaker. The second thing for landing speaking engagements is having a clear list of topics that are clearly valued by your target audience. So one of the biggest challenges with speakers that I work with is that they never have the right topics, or they think their topics are great, but they're not, or they think their topics are aligned or targeted, but they're not. And so you have to come up with topics that really make sense. Will your audience value them? Will they pay for them? Will they want you to come speak at their event? And so coming up with a list of topics is really, really critical. What I've usually done is I usually try to help people come up with 3. And so for me, I've been doing stuff for a long, long time and speaking. But what I found is when I first started out, I was speaking about leadership. I just said leadership, soft skills. I talked about communication skills, creativity, improv, decision-making, relationship building, all that kind of stuff. And then it started to evolve as I started getting feedback from people. And then pretty soon, over years, I developed a framework for 3 main speeches that I would get. And they're all called, and they were framed around the main expertise I had, which was the power of connection, which is my hashtag. So the first one was personal branding, which is, when you look at power of connection, it's connection with the self. The second one was authentic networking and relationship building, so connection with others. And the third one was social media and digital influence and marketing, which is connection with the world. And so that was my framework for how I would put my topics together. So the second thing you want to do is you want to put together really, really compelling topics that your target audience will value. Then the third thing that I think a lot of people struggle with in terms of beginning speaking gigs is, how do I pitch, right? So what kind of documented materials do I have? What do I say in my email? In my message? What do I say in my subject line? And that's, again, a very calculated and tactical thing you got to do that aligns with your brand and aligns with your target audience. And that marketing copy's got to be really, really great and succinct and to the point. And it's got to be able to intrigue them and get their attention. So having the right pitch strategy is also key to having the success in landing speaking engagements. But I actually have a document which is how to land a speaking gig right away. So for people that are in this group, if you want a copy of that document, comment below and just say, hey, please share that speaking document. The document is really about how to land a speaking gig right away. And I'm happy to share that with you guys again, because this is a special group. So let me know if you want that, and I'm happy to share that with you. All right, because I think a lot of people want to know quickly, how do I get out there and make things happen. And then the third way to land speaking engagements, which is really a lot of what I've been teaching all of you in this group, which is the importance of storytelling, the importance of personal branding, the importance of thought leadership, the importance of communication and leadership, and building a platform and building relationships, right? This 10 tips, 10 days hashtag campaign on LinkedIn is precisely that. The more you build content and create conversations and build engagement, and you build a thought leadership brand that's aligned, focused, and purposeful, then opportunities will come your way. right? So, and you're talking about leadership, right? So I know your videos about leadership. By the time you get to your 10th one, you now have a series of 10 videos talking about leadership, right? Someone may say, hey, I love your videos. Can you come speak about leadership for my panel, for this event, or whatever I'm doing, right? Creating this stuff, that's if you want to get speaking engagements, build a strong brand for yourself online so that people will do that. In fact, it's funny that we're talking about this because I'm in the middle of, I'm actually writing a white paper for a client. So I'm doing an online, training for intuit.ca, and they asked me to write a white paper on how do I make social media more engaging, and how do I get more engagement through social media. So I'm putting together, they asked me for a 5-page white paper, and so I'm writing it all out in terms of here's what you need to do for this client. And the things that are coming out are the same things, which is, if you build a strong profile for yourself, then things will come your way. Whether you're trying to get coaching clients, whether you're trying to get speaking engagement, whether you're trying to get career opportunities or interviews, or whether you're trying to sell a program, building that stuff is building that content and that platform is gonna actually, say people are gonna say, wow, this person gives great information. I really want to work with them. In fact, the people that are part of this group have seen that. They've seen me post stuff. I've done workshops, I've done webinars, I've done master classes, I've done masterminds, I've done all these different things. I have online courses for personal branding, storytelling, networking, speaking, my speaker mastermind. Like I have a 70 confidence in speaking. I have all these different programs. And the reason I do that is because people will value those things and they'll want to work with me. And that's why it's so important to do those things. Okay, so I hope that answers the question in terms of how to land speaking engagements. Again, if you want that document it's like a downloadable, let me know and I'll share it with you guys. Okay, but you have to comment below to let me know if you want it. Otherwise, I'm not going to send it to you. So you make sure you comment. Okay, that's an important piece. And let's see. And again, if anyone's not here, you can certainly ask questions. But let me see if I can look at other questions that people have had. I mean, people are sharing. I see people are sharing some really interesting stuff. I know Angie was asking about the SSI, the Social Selling Index. So my take on Social Selling Index is, I'm not entirely a fan of it because I think it's something that was created by somebody and now LinkedIn has adopted it and now LinkedIn's using it to affect the algorithm, which sucks because. And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, well, if you buy Premium and buy Sales Navigator, then your social selling index will go up. And so they're trying to get people to get higher. But they're basically giving priority to people who are paying for the premium stuff. And that's unfortunate because there's people out there with great content that don't want to do the premium programs or can't afford it, and so they're losing out. So I kind of don't like that. I think that we used to have organic traffic and people who are amazing on it without doing the premium stuff, and so I would prefer that. I'd be interested to test out if I actually buy premium, would my social selling index go up? Back in the day when I first started looking at social selling index, it was anywhere between 75 to 80, and at the highest point it was like 80, 81. I just checked it recently and it's at 60 something, 61 or 62. I'm like, oh, that sucks. It's lower than the goal, which is to get above 70. And I was like, okay, well, so what's happened? Now, it's broken down into different areas. And part of the thing I don't like about it too is it's very subjective and there's no information on exactly how they measure these things. I mean, if they had the measurement. So for example, one of the measurements is relationship building. And so I always had 25 out of 25. Now I checked and it's like 18. So what happened? I mean, I have 37,000 followers. I have, what am I doing wrong? There's no way for me to know what I'm doing wrong. Do I not have the right connections? Do I have bad connections? Like, what exactly is it? So it's very subjective, and I find it really frustrating for a lot of users in terms of how to do it. But again, if you want to increase your social selling index, one is start doing more content. So, one is creating content to engage. That's one. The second thing is doing more thoughtful comments on other people's posts and, engaging people. So they want people to really engage. Now, again, we're all limited from our time in terms of how we engage. So I think that's a challenge. I'm a social media influencer and I spend, 10 hours a week on LinkedIn during this campaign. That's a lot. But, I also need to get to work and do other things. So I think it's a challenge for a lot of people to how do we navigate the social selling index and make it work. But again, if you if you look at the website and you kind of break down what the 4 different categories are, you'll be able to then say, okay, which ones am I bad at? What can I do better at? Let me get out there and start building some connections and engaging more and creating content. That's really an important piece. And then someone else asked, the other thing that I think you would ask was around profile completeness. Well, profile completeness just means, having a cover page, having a good clear headshot, filling out all the different aspects of your profile, from your headline to summary, descriptions of your job, recommendations, endorsements, all that kind of stuff. And the more you do that, the more your profile will hit all-star status. And once you hit all-star status, it's, let's see, a 50% increase in reach. That's what the new data says. So again, that's why it's so important to build on that. All right, so I think that's it for today. I mean, normally I like to stick around for another, like half an hour. But if there are no other questions, I'm going to take off. But I just want to see if anybody has any other questions. Let's see here. Yeah, for the most part, I think that all of you, this is your chance for you to share your questions, to engage the group, to ask what's going on around, and share what's going on in your lives. And one of the things I'd like to encourage all of you more is share some of your projects, share some of your content, your blog posts. I see that some of you have posted on LinkedIn, which is great, but if you want to post here and share your stuff and get feedback, that's awesome. I'm seeing some great posts now, and some articles, quotes, some inspiration from Nadeem and from Angie. That's great. I encourage you guys to do more of that. That's a fantastic way to really create more value in this community. And for those of you who haven't engaged yet, again, this is your chance to make this as valuable to you as it is to everybody else. So I want to encourage you to do that. I'll be sending more encouraging messages to some of our new people to share their thoughts and share the story. This is a chance for you to promote yourself too. We're all here to support one another, so that's really why we're doing these things. So if you go to the announcements, you'll see what the weekly content is, right? So, and actually, while we're on this call, I have to announce one thing, which is, first off, the weekly, there's an announcement. If you go to the announcements on the page, you'll see they're at the top. They're pinned to the top. You'll see that every Monday we do a link sharing post. Every Wednesday we do this live 5 questions thing. And every Friday I'll share a video tip. But all of you can actually share even more stuff. Now, what's even more important is the other thing that's happening is every month we have what's called the monthly hot seat. And this is a chance for one of you to actually be featured, where we'll actually feature you on a live post, and we'll talk to you and help solve one of your problems. And we'll do it in live form. And the plan to do this is actually on, I believe, October 28th, I think it is. So it's next week, which it's end of the month. So if you're interested in doing this, message below here and say, listen, I'd like to be featured on this, or just DM me about this. Actually, mention on the page that you're interested in doing it, or even better, if you can share a video on the page about, here is my challenge that I want to work on, and get feedback from the entire group, and then we'll put you in the hot seat, and we'll start asking you questions, and we'll start problem solving this for you for a good 20-30 minutes, and everyone else can join in the hot seat. Actually, let me just to be clear, let me make sure I can find where what the announcement says. So let's see here. So end of the month, October 28th, we're going to have a hot seat to interview you, share your story, challenges, and a problem to solve. And we're going to work with you, all of us, to help you get to a better place with that problem or challenge. Okay, so I hope that's of interest to you. I'll mention it again. And I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time, and love sharing this value with you. Any other questions, comment below, and let me know if you want that download. Let me know if you want to be in the hot seat. And for those of you who haven't introduced yourself to the group, this is your chance. Share us a bit about who you are, what you're working on, and how we can help support you. All right? All the best. Stay safe. Happy Wednesday. Bye.